Speaking to journalists in Kampala today, the Executive Director for the National Identification Registration Authority, Rosemary Kisembo, expounded that they have resolved to adopt iris in addition to facial and thumbprint biometric features because science suggests that every human being possesses its unique iris. Kisembo adds that this shall be converted and encrypted to the barcode behind the national identity card, as she explains.
God in his wisdom made each of us so unique that each of our fingerprints is unique. But now, in addition to the fingerprint, we are adding the iris. The iris is a part of your eye, which also has a unique signature. Even if you are an identical twin, that you are Nakato and Babidie, you will always have a unique fingerprint and a unique iris. So in addition to the 10 fingerprints and the face, we are adding 2 iris. Someone will ask, if I'm blind, do I have an iris? The answer is yes. Even when you are blind, you have an iris. So, in essence, why are we increasing the biometrics that we are capturing on the register? We are increasing the biometrics we are capturing on the register for inclusivity, so that if your fingerprints are damaged, at least your iris will help us uniquely identify you. Every Ugandan is entitled to one national identification number.
Kisembo as well disclosed that NIRA is set to recruit data processors and registration assistance agents at the parish level ahead of the mass enrollment and renewal exercise. Kisembo guided on the requirements for interested applicants.
2 important jobs that I want everybody to know. One is registration assistants. The other one is data processors. I repeat, during the course of this week, we shall advertise and make available a link on our website for you to capture, to apply for either being a registration assistant or a data processor. A registration assistant is only required to have an S6 certificate, or what is called the Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education. Number 1. Number 2, you must speak the local languages of the district in which you are making application. For example, I don't speak Kumam. Therefore, I cannot apply in a district where Kumam is spoken to be a registration assistant. The recruitment process will be carried out at district level. NIRA is constituting what are called District Mass Enrollment and Renewal Coordination Committees that are headed by the resident district commissioner and are supported by the COW, the LC5, NIRA as secretariat, and a couple of electoral commission official, and a couple of other people who will assist in the recruitment exercise. For you to apply, you must live within that district of you must live. I emphasize, I come from Fort Portal, but I don't live in Fort Portal. So I cannot apply to be a registration assistant in Fort Portal, despite the fact that I speak the language and I come from that district, Kabarole. But for this particular exercise, if you live in Kampala and you speak Rutoro, you cannot apply to be a registration assistant in Kabarole district. You must live Obera, Osula, Norara in that area. And we shall ask the LC chairman to tell us that you will actually live there. And we shall ask the Gombolola ISO to also tell us it is true that what the LC1 has said is true. This person lives in the area. So those are 4 important things I've mentioned. 1, you must have a Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education as a minimum for registration assistant. Number 2, you must live in the district where you seek to be a registration assistant. 2, 3, you must speak the local languages. So if you live in Fort Portal, you are actually Mtoro, but you cannot speak Rutoro for one reason or another. You do not qualify to apply to be a registration assistant.
To Ugandans living abroad, she said that there is a provision of online registration while individuals who migrated to Uganda are urged to go through the process called naturalization.
Every Ugandan to our national identification register. As I began to prepare for these conferences, I began to have engagements with all sorts of persons of the public, just to understand our understanding of this exercise and of the role of NIRA. I began to learn that some people don't realize that even a baby born yesterday is entitled to a national identification number. So every Ugandan living in country or in diaspora is entitled to a national identification number. I will repeat that. Every Ugandan, regardless of age, regardless of sex, regardless of religion, regardless of background, regardless of occupation, regardless of tribe, regardless of clan, is entitled to a national identification number.
Joseph Kabali, UCTV News.